In 2011, following allegations of severe mismanagement, the Supreme Court of India ordered a complete legal audit of the Sri Padmanabhaswamy Temple in Kerala. A government-appointed team descended into the temple's underground chambers, successfully unsealing 5 of the 6 hidden vaults, labeled A, C, D, E, and F. Inside, they found solid gold chains measuring 18 feet long, thrones studded with hundreds of diamonds, and thousands of kilos of precious metals packed into ancient vessels. This chart shows the temple's estimated wealth compared to the GDP of modern nations. To visualize that scale, the contents of these 5 vaults confirm this temple holds the largest localized cache of wealth in human history, with an estimated value exceeding $1 trillion. But that trillion-dollar figure only accounts for 5 of the 6 rooms. The audit team hit an immovable obstacle when they reached Vault B. The massive iron door has no traditional locks, keyholes, or hinges. Instead, it is dominated by 2 giant carved serpents. According to temple lore, the door is sealed by the Ashtana Gaga Bandhana, a powerful phonetic chant. Local belief holds that forcing the door open will trigger a catastrophic curse, destroying whoever breaks the seal. The attempt to unseal the final room sparked a decade of legal friction, pitting the transparency of a modern government audit against the religious traditions and management rights of the Travancore royal family. To understand how this temple amassed such gold, we look back to the 18th century, when King Marthanda Varma consolidated power over the Travancore dynasty. In 1750, the king executed a legal and spiritual maneuver known as the Tripodati Danam. He signed over his entire kingdom, including its armies and wealth, directly to the temple's deity. From that day forward, he declared himself and all future rulers to be mere servants of the god. By merging the crown and the altar, the temple became a fortified state treasury. For centuries, depositing gold was a supreme religious duty, making the expansion of the kingdom's wealth synonymous with the expansion of the temple's hoard. The audit revealed that this wealth came from all over the world. Among the gold were hoards of 2,000-year-old Roman coins, proving the temple was a terminus for ancient global trade routes. This inflow of foreign assets continued for millennia. The vaults even contained French gold pieces minted in 1811 featuring Napoleon Bonaparte. To protect these riches from colonizers, the site was built as a fortress, utilizing a blend of Dravidian and Chera architecture. This architectural schematic demonstrates the structure's precise mathematical geometry, specifically engineered for the biannual equinox. Exactly twice a year, during the spring and autumn equinoxes, the sun's rays travel perfectly through the massive tower's windows to directly illuminate the inner sanctum. That combination of advanced engineering, an undefeated military, and fierce local devotion is why the temple successfully repelled invasions from the Dutch East India Company and rival empires like Tipu Sultan. The Supreme Court auditors were not the first people to try and breach the 6th door. In the 1930s, a group of temple workers reportedly made an attempt to force Vault B open with iron tools. The expedition was immediately abandoned. The fleeing workers claimed that a mass of snakes erupted from the darkness to protect the chamber. Since then, the door has been guarded by a dual terror. There is the supernatural fear of the curse, alongside a geological theory that breaking the seal could trigger a catastrophic flood from the nearby Arabian Sea. Back in the present day, the Supreme Court faced immense public pressure to crack Vault B and liquidate the trillion-dollar cache for government use. Instead, after a 9-year legal battle, the court issued a ruling in July 2020, returning the management of the temple to the Travancore royal family. The court decided that Vault B will remain legally sealed, honoring King Marthanda Varma's decree from 1750. The highest court of a modern, secular democracy deferred to a 270-year-old religious covenant, choosing to protect tradition rather than seize a trillion-dollar payout. That reference dictates how the temple operates today. Visitors must adhere to strict ancient dress codes, and non-Hindus are barred from entering the inner sanctum. This diagram illustrates the visual discipline required to see the deity. Worshippers must view the 18-foot reclining figure through 3 separate doorways, one isolating the head, the second the navel, and the third the feet. We live in an era obsessed with liquidating assets and auditing every cent. Yet here, ancient spiritual boundaries still supersede financial valuation. The Padmanabhaswamy Temple remains a rare exception to our modern obsession with transparency. We successfully cataloged $1 trillion in gold, yet chose to leave the final door untouched, deciding that some boundaries are simply not for us to cross.